Council meetings are long and boring. Wouldn't it be great if they were short and unboring? That is why I've invented the 5-minute meeting. All right, welcome to the Ashland City Council meeting of January 16th. Start off, this one, not there today. Don't know why, he's not there. And the new fire chief showed up and he said he's super psyched to be here. Very excited. That's it. And then the SOU Small Business Council came by and said local and regional development administration had high entrepreneur and participation in partnerships in the outreach and analytical workshop for management classes and resource forums and statistics show initiation through collective finance and capital, and they plan on a fruitful, oh my god, I think they said covfefe. And if you've got a fancy business cliche, they jammed it in there. So the School of Business Cliches is doing well at SOU. And then the public forum started off with an old lady, and she says she's very angry about the senior center. And then when this guy goes, hey, city attorney guy, can she talk about that? The city attorney went, yeah. So then the lady went on and she said that and she was like, so the city staff and the council and the parks are not paying attention to senior concerns or the concerns of the citizens. What's the mayor jumping up on me for? And then a bald guy showed up, he's been there before, and he said, I'm leaving town in 2 days, but the homeless are being screwed by the landlords, and the system is stacked against the homeless, and some other stuff. And then the crazy gray-haired guy showed up and said, I'm running for Ashland Community Development Director, and I suggest we solve some planning department problems. So the crazy gray-haired guy is making more sense than the council, so I may be spending too much time at city council meetings. And then the consent agenda. So consent agenda, a bunch of stuff that they all vote on at once, and this guy said, hey, what's up with the canal project? And the city lady who runs a bunch of stuff, she came in and said, we can do the project, but we need to pay a PR firm to tell people why we are doing what we're doing and why it's awesome. And then this guy said, hey, what's up with the building budget? And another city guy came up and went, blah. That's all I heard. He had a beard, so he was local, but he didn't make any sense. And then this guy said, what about the $8 million for some stuff? And then the city lady in charge of a bunch of stuff said the reverse bond for debt servicing previously worked on through the finance director, apropos of some level of financing strategy. And they all went harumph, 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 and approved. And then the infill strategy. There's a draft ordinance for the transit triangle. They're doing some building there. They want to fix that up, and some statistical people showed up and said that $1,200 is the rental price that they're shooting for rentals in town. And so these two people came by and said, they explained that lots of enhancements are happening and they're very necessary for the transit triangle. And they say Ashland needs more rental units per acre, and Ashland should change all of their rules to build big, huge blocks of tiny apartments to rent and just jam them in that transit triangle and, throw the parking regulations out the window and, do what we got to do to get these, big things in there. And then this guy said, and then they had pictures of big brick buildings and said, hey, wouldn't Ashland look great if it looked more like Bend or Portland or Milwaukee, which is apparently in Oregon. And then this guy said, who's this guy? This guy said, hey, are the builders on board with this? And the guy said, well, they want like square buildings with more rooms and stuff. And then this one said, she said, what about access for the olds? I love them. And they all say, oh man, we love them too. And we're building elevators everywhere. There's gonna be elevators everywhere. And then this guy said, how do you know they're gonna charge $1,200 an apartment, right? And they said, we really don't know that, but we can't, maybe they will, I don't know. And then this guy said, hey, if you put like businesses on the ground floor of all these buildings, doesn't that violate the Ashland big box store ordinance? And then the staff people went, well, all right, we should look at that, I guess. Probably should look at that. And then the guy, Les Shaw, tire guy, he's trying to work on his property next door, and he said, I'm trying to build on my lot next door forever, and then these new trans people show up and they change all these rules, and man, I think that's going to screw me. And they went, no, we'll talk to you later. And then this guy said, I make a motion that we approve the ordinance and build apartments 4 stories high all along Ashland Street. And they all went, yay, I love that. He goes, I love that. And then he said, this is not fast. And this guy said, the planning commission is going to make sure that works out. And passed. And then this guy jumped in and said, oh, by the way, one of the new ordinance said that staff bring a bunch of ideas to us to help incentivize the developers. Make sure that developers are happy, and we bend over backwards for those developers and make as much money as they can. And everybody went, we love it! Good idea, passed. And then, capital improvements. Apparently, in the city, some projects are done. And there are another list of a lot of capital improvement projects around the city. And councilors got to see the list. I didn't see the list. I don't know where the list is. But they looked at it and they said, hey, there's millions and millions of dollars to do all this capital building. And it has nothing to do with the budget. Separate money from somewhere. And there's a cool list of it somewhere on the website. Nobody knows how to find it. Nobody knows. And then a woman came up and said, I think women need to be in more positions on the commissions. And right after she said that, the council said, we would like to vote 2 more people into the budget committee. And I think they were both dudes. I don't know. And then, final comments. This guy said, MLK event was awesome. Loved it. And then this guy said, however, the Japanese internment was not awesome. One of the speakers spoke about that. Okay, that was it. All right, you're welcome. 5-minute meetings.